Welcome back to Zero News, here with another update on the conflict going on in Israel at the moment. Now, the information I'm going to go and read to you is from the website zerohedge.com, titled literally Armageddon. 53 killed in Gaza and 5 Israelis dead as UN warns of full-scale war imminent, by Tyler Durden. Overnight sustained rocket fire from Gaza, and at the same time, Israeli airstrikes pounding the strip. The combined death toll reached to at least 50, with hundreds more injured into Wednesday. International reports are citing over 50 Palestinians killed in Gaza alone, many among these children. Middle East Eye cites the following numbers by late into the afternoon. At least 53 people have been killed in Gaza since Israel began its bombing campaign in the besieged territory on Sunday morning. Now, that number, accurate as of Wednesday afternoon, includes 14 children and 3 women, with a further 320 people wounded, with injuries of varying degrees of severity, according to Gaza's health ministry. And on the Israeli side, local reports cite that 3 Israeli women were killed in rocket attacks, with more than 50 injured, including 2 women in serious condition, an 81-year-old as well as a 30-year-old who was hit by shrapnel in her upper body. Now, this takes the death toll on the Israeli side to 5 since the start of fighting early this week. The Israeli Defense Force announced that 16 among the Gaza dead were militants, some of them senior commanders, while also counting hundreds of Hamas and Islamic Jihad rockets fired into Israel. Many reached deep into central Israel and scored direct hits on heavily populated residential areas. Israeli media is reporting that multiple members of Hamas general staff were eliminated in airstrikes Wednesday. The dead men were identified as Bassem Issa, the head of the Gaza City Brigade since 2017, and heads of the group's cyber network and missile improvement project, Jama Tala. According to the Chin Bet, Tala was a right-hand man of Mohammed Def and the central leader of the group's efforts to improve its military capabilities. Hamas rocket response grew in intensity, especially after a 13-story apartment building was struck and completely collapsed in on itself. Israel is claiming that it gave the occupants multiple warnings to get out before the building was attacked. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on Tuesday vowed that the militants would pay a heavy price in a rapidly escalating scenario that many pundits say is closely resembling the devastating 2014 Gaza war. Literally Armageddon, some Palestinian eyewitnesses are saying, of the constant bombardment being unleashed on Hamas-controlled Gaza. The United Nations is warning full-scale war is being realized amid the rapid escalation. Stop the fire immediately. We're escalating towards a full-scale war, tweeted UN Special Coordinator for the Middle East Peace Process, Tor Wensland. The cost of war in Gaza is devastating and is being paid by ordinary people. UN is working with all sides to restore calm. Stop the violence now. Israeli tanks have further been seen heading south towards the Gaza border, potentially mustering in case of further severe escalation that would lead to possible Israeli ground invasion. Indeed, a ground war seems to have already shown signs of beginning. The White House, meanwhile, is apparently attempting to strike a middle ground of sorts against extremism that has inflicted violence on both communities, according to a statement by White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki on Tuesday. While administration officials further offer the usual vague statements that Israel has a right to defend itself, however, while stopping short of saying the same of the Palestinian side. Meanwhile, both journalists and activists are urging more White House action in calming the fighting. It's since been revealed that President Biden sent a letter to Palestinian President Abbas urging a de-escalation of the situation. However, as should be obvious, Abbas has little to no control over Hamas operatives in Gaza. So that's the end of the article. Keep in mind, Israel did announce on Sunday, May the 9th, that they were going to have military drills going on that Sunday. This was before the conflict started. And the UK announced that they were sending several British ships towards the Mediterranean, towards the Black Sea, but most of them were going to be stationed in the Mediterranean to help out with the situation in Syria. So I'll update you if they're going to be joining the fight with Israel against Palestine or Hamas. And make sure to subscribe, like the video, and hit the notification button so you can be up to date on all the information that's coming out. I'll see you in the next episode.